What's up, Punters Pod listeners? You can listen to us every Wednesday on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or even watch us on YouTube. Now, let's get into the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Punters Pod.
What a time to be alive. Mega footy chat, mega betting results with wins and losses, huge player prop odds, and we're previewing the round to come with the best value in the country with my man Jezza over here. Jezza, how are you? How is life?
I'm going great. Life is going great. The footy is going great. We're absolutely dominating. How good have we been going on the free picks? Especially
You're a
me.
bit better than me. Exactly.
What's my
You're
overall
13
record?
and 2.
13 and... No.
You are, correct.
Am I?
Yes.
Fuck,
No.
No, I am
Maybe
actually.
13.
I was,
Yes,
no, I was
because you're
flawless
flawless
last week
and 7 and 2.
13 and 2
13
is
and 2.
fucking ridiculous. If you
Out of your first 15 games, nothing under $1.90.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
No, I'm not fucking around either. Like, I'm not doing none of this bullshit little $1.50s, $1.40s. These are $1.90 bangers, and I'm giving them to you. 13 and 2 record is insane. We're going to get into some real juicy ones this week. I've got another safe multi for you guys.
I've got another bonus multi. Last week, my bonus multi hits with
That
merit.
was great. That was fucking awesome.
You didn't jump on it.
I didn't. I wish I did.
You did not jump
because
on
we
it.
were halfway through watching that game. We went out to dinner, got back home, halfway through watching that game, and I said to Ethan, fuck, I probably should have done it because he was on track big time.
Zachy boy.
Ethan goes second quarter. Yeah, it was the second quarter. Ethan goes to me, Merritt just kicked a goal.
Fuck it. It was a good goal as well.
Great
Outside
goal,
50.
and
On the
then-
run. I love it.
Easy then tops up with the 32 disposals. It was fucking stupid. I stayed away from Merritt all game that game just due to the fact that there were murmurings about him playing half forward. The preseason match he didn't play any midfield time. He played mostly half forward. So I got a bit scared off her. But that just goes to show they're going to put the good players in the positions where
That's
they need
it.
to be. So
Sometimes you can't get too cute.
yeah, exactly.
You just
Don't
got to
trick
back the
yourself.
stars.
Exactly.
Jez, a player who was not a star is above my head. Who is the random player today?
Anthony
Carlton
Caminiti.
player.
Oh, shit. Did you change the position of him?
No, never.
Oh.
Not Anthony
You're
Caminiti.
bringing up cunts. We need some, like, new people, some current players on the guest the player.
Okay. We'll do that
Because
next
this
week.
is like Brad.
Who? It's a Carlton player. He's blonde for the listeners.
Carlton player, Mars chocolate bar.
He went on
on
to
his jersey. So
He went on to play for Brisbane during the dark days.
yeah, like
He was a solid
You're
player.
just gonna say like some bullshit.
No,
random
'cause
name, like Bradley.
No, I know
Thornton.
for a fact one of your friends actually had this player's jersey back in the day. Just have a guess. TB. That's what his initials are. TB.
Tom Brown.
Ooh, close. Tom Bell.
Okay,
Tom
we
Bell.
would never have gotten in a million.
Oh,
years.
you know what? If you're a listener right now and you know who Tom Bell is, send us a DM on the Instagram because a lot of people out there would know who Tom Bell is. Just another Carlton player that went crazy for me on betting results from last week was your pick of Jagger Smith, 29 plus. I had him in a multi with Jaden Short 19 and the Blues win, which scared me at $3. I actually cashed out
Yeah, I was
of this
gonna
one.
say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Do you want to bring up the incident? But
Yeah, look, obviously, I'm not a massive Carlton lover in the world. So, during this game, it got close in the fourth quarter, as we all saw, and I cashed out $20 less of my full potential of winnings just so I can root wholeheartedly for the Tigs. No regrets. That $20 was not worth Carlton winning, but at the end of the day, the Blues won, and I cashed out for a little less, happily supported Richmond in that last quarter, but
listen, I think that the boys listening to the podcast are going to be disappointed in me because a few years ago, it might have been the first year that we started the podcast.
Harry Himmelberg?
Yeah, exactly. I came out and I said, never cash out of your bets,
Never.
this, that, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm becoming a cash out guy.
Really?
Because it fucked me on the it was the Essendon versus Hawthorn game.
Dusty
Where I
Parish.
had a multi. I had a big multi. So I had John Newcomb 19, Jarman Impey 15, Dylan Moore 13, Zach Johnson 14, Carl Amon 18, Mason Redmond 17, Darcy Parish 22.
Ouch.
Now, all these players were absolutely dominating. They killed it. It was like 3/4 time. Most of them were already done, yeah. My cash out was like, I'm not joking, like $50 off full potential winnings, yeah? So I think my potential winnings was like 600 and something. My proper cash out was like $590. So let's say it was 650 and
$5.90,
So it was like
$60.
$60 difference. I just thought I'd be like, nah, be a bit
Write it
greedy.
out.
I want that thing. Darcy Parish had 10 in the first quarter, so I thought he was going to shit it in.
Fuck, he died.
Zach Johnson fucking worried me. He was fucking really, really worrying me. But absolutely dies, has like 1 in the second, has 3 in the third, has a decent fourth quarter, but doesn't end up getting it.
21 he ended on. I had him as well.
I'm becoming a cash out guy because then, and maybe this is a bit scared of me, but then in the Collingwood versus Adelaide game, I had the multi of Houston 20 plus,
Easy.
Darcy Cameron 12 plus,
Easy.
Rory Laird 19 plus.
Easy.
When looking at what they all got now, I probably shouldn't have cashed
No,
out.
you
but
shouldn't have.
Still, it was giving me like $10. This was like halftime I cashed out of this one because all of them were flying. I just cashed out of it because it gave me like $20 less than my potential winnings. I said, you know what? I'd rather just lose the $20. And I know the bookies want you to do that, but lose the $20. You never know an injury. You never know this. You never know that.
You know, you never know Darcy Parish is going to be a dud.
If it's over $500 and it's within $50 of your
yes,
winnings,
always cash. Yeah,
I think you always cash.
That's good advice.
There's just it's not worth losing $500 over
For the 50.
an extra 50.
Yeah, you're
That's
100% right.
I'm going to do that for the rest of the year. It's just safer.
It is safer. I also had Parish in that game. He fucked me as well. But on that same game, along with that merit multi, I don't think you boys understand how much value was there, and you're never going to get that value for merit again. I gave you all, everyone that didn't listen last week, you missed out. I gave everyone that listened merit 30 plus and a goal for $7.45. That hit. And I also was probably stupid enough to put merit in for 30 in another multi, the most random multi of all time, with Wizard, Nick Watson, 2+ goals, and Al Ashar, is that how you say it?
I think so.
Yep, the Hussein Al Ashar for 1+ goal. I knew he'd get a goal in his first game of footy. He got it. Lucky by, mind you, just very big turnover from Hawthorn in the goal square. Al Ashar scores the goal. The Wiz easily scores 2, and Merritt gets the 30. That was paying something like $9. So it was a really good game for me, other than the Merritt. If Merritt got it, I would have cleaned the fuck up.
Talking about tips given out on the podcast, like we always do, my free picks. But this year, I've told you boys, I'm going with a different route. We won it in week 1, opening round with
$25
or $25 multi. Week 2, I gave you a $50 multi. I legit almost, I had it written down. I thought it was 100%.
Yeah, after
done.
the Fremantle game, which you got saved by 0.5.
Exactly, but it was Carlton 1-39. That hits easily, but it's fucking well within its rights.
Yep.
Hawks -28.5 easy. The Freo game was a fucking scary one. We were driving to the Collingwood Adelaide game, watching it on KO on our phones, fucking going skits about it. The line was +10.5. They ended up
should have won
by
that
10
game,
points.
Freo. Should have won that game.
We'll get into it a bit later, but they ended up doing that. Then the Swans game was fucking easy. I was like burning after the Collingwood game. Like I was more upset about my bet losing than
the Pies.
the Pies losing, because I had penciled in Gold Coast winning by 60 plus.
We said 200 on the pod.
The line was -60.5. I had penciled them in. That was the most stress-free leg in my mind. As soon as Collingwood lost, I go, Gold Coast are going to absolutely demolish them. I'm going to miss out on, I had $50 on it, which would have been $2,500. So massive payout. Anyway, I'm very, very happy that Collingwood ended up losing.
Yeah, you know what? You saved yourself wasting a Sunday afternoon.
If I was sweating out that Gold Coast, if Collingwood won and I was sweating out that Gold Coast game and they end up winning by 59 instead of 60, I would have been fucking raging. So thanks Collingwood for losing, but also at the time I was really, really pissed off.
Other than that, for me, Jez, that was pretty bad that Gold Coast did that. Luckily, the Pies also lost. Ed Richards cooked me after I pumped him up last week on the pod. I said he's the best Bulldogs player, Ed Richards,
cooked me.
proved that the other way around. And I have a bet buster. It was 9 legs. It was $725. I had both the Dacos boys for 25, sweat free as always. I had Houston for 20 plus. Massive year incoming for Houston. Betting on Houston these opening rounds has been very, very beneficial. I had Rochelle 15, bang, was my player prop last week. Had Laird 20 with ease. I had Ned Long 15. He sweats it out late, but gets it. And Tex fucking Walker,
this was bad.
You big ear fuckwit. Honestly, he hit the post. He missed another. Should have shat that multi in for $9.25. Oh, no, sorry, $7.25. 9 legs. Wasn't meant to be. Fuck you, Tex. Retire. He's not on my blacklist, but because I do not mind a cheeky Tex game here and there. Is there anyone on your blacklist?
No, I'll be honest. Just with bet busters, I haven't had any bet busters because we had a really, really busy weekend, man. You were doing shit the whole entire weekend between the footy and doing other stuff. It was just so busy. So didn't really have any time to sit down and do my own research. Just following Punteai's tips. Thursday night was unbelievable. Friday night was unbelievable. Then end off massively with a huge Sunday where they hit 2 punts. And the 2 big punts that I was on Sunday were just singles, straight ups. They were Gold Coast team total over 125.5.
That was always money.
$2, which
always
was
money.
Awesome. And then a big juicy one, which was total points over 199.5, sorry, at $2.80. I jumped on those right at the end of the round. Sunday, nothing much going on. Jumped on them. No research, no sweating it out, and bang, they hit with ease. As for my blacklist, Bailey Smith removed.
He's free. He's free.
He's off my blacklist.
I'm also going to remove Ayad Heaney. I'll remove him because Goulden now is out, so I think Heaney's going to get a lot more of the ball.
Hamstring issue.
I know,
Don't know if he's going to play this week.
I'll back him. I'll back him if he plays to be off the blacklist.
I've got someone else that has been promoted to my on-watch list.
Same. And you know what, for me? I said last week, no more blonde fuckwits. I bet it on a blonde fuckwit.
I got a blonde fuckwit too.
Darcy Parish.
Will Ashcroft.
Oh, blondes. No more blondes. No more blondes.
This cunt is the biggest seagull ever. Will do anything for a quick 1-2 disposal until I bet on him. And then comes out and has 17. He was absolutely dominating too. I think in the first half he had like 15 and then gets 2 for the rest of the game. Shit cunt. Horrible. Absolutely fucks me.
So Parish and Will Ashcroft, we're looking at both of you.
And I've got someone promoted to the blacklist.
The blacklist.
Blacklisted.
First.
For the foreseeable future. It has to be. Nasai Wanganeen-Miller.
Oh, 100%.
Cannot deal with
disposals.
Disposals, absolutely done. After his streak of, it was mentioned 1,000 times last week, 30-something games in a row of 20-plus disposals. Yep. He's missed it twice in the first 2 games of the season, right after signing his big contract. Clearly cannot deal with a tag, so he has been blacklisted.
That's a good one. You know what? I'll join you with that. He's on the blacklist, and until he can prove to us that he can deal with a tag, which I don't think will be in 2026, he is blacklisted.
It's just full of excuses too. Like,
yeah, and
like last week he had the knee knock. This
shit.
Week we'll talk about them a little later on. But last week it was the knee knock, and after halftime, this week it was that he put himself in his own position.
Why would he go on the bench?
I know.
You won the game last time against Melbourne, but Nazaya blacklisted. Very happy with that, Jez. Let's move on to some players who are definitely on the blacklist because they are in our player props. Last week, I obviously went 2 of 3 because I had that bonus multi with Merritt.
Oh, you cannot count that. You cannot count that.
We'll count that for myself. I also had Rochelle 17 plus disposals at $1.84, which hits easily. He has 24. You just had to read the play there. Positional change coming into the year, playing a lot of midfield. I thought that was a no-brainer. His odds will go down. You won't get him at 17 plus for $1.84 again. And I got fucking stiff as fuck with Murphy Reid, 2+ goals, $4.25. Do you know what he ended on, Jez?
1 goal 3.
1 goal 3. Yeah. Should have easily got it Murphy Reid. I don't think it was the world's worst pick. I said it last week on the pod. It was a massive risk. $4.25. Took it as a single. Clearly doesn't win, but I was not too upset with it. How do you go?
And I had the Jagger Smith 29 plus.
Beautiful.
With absolute ease. I think that was $1. Was that $2? I think it might have been $2.
I think it was $2.
Yeah.
I think it was $2.20 or something like that.
Something like that. So decent double up there. Tex Walker, like we were talking about before, 0-2 doesn't end up getting it for me. But here we are, boys, with another week of player props sponsored by the company I mentioned before, Punt AI.
This is why you listen to the Punters Pod.
They had another huge weekend at Punt AI, plus 25.77 units on the AFL so far this season, and it hasn't even been 2 full rounds yet. Boys, like we always say, we've been giving out some really, really nice discount codes to our boys. They've been sending us that they've gone onto Punt AI for 50% off. Boys, if you want to gain access to all of their premium picks, go to their Instagram, DM them the word premium, tell them that the Punters Pod sent you, and they'll give you a juicy, juicy discount. But here we are with our tips. My first player prop of this week is going to be Charlie Curnow, 3+ goals at $2.35.
Back at the G, Charles.
Back at the G. I think he's going to absolutely rip it up. After a pretty lackluster start to the season, you got to admit.
Yep.
I think he's kicked maybe like 3 goals for the year. I think he comes out, dominant performance, and absolutely destroys.
Prime time, Charles. And I've got a player from the same game at $2 for 23 disposals. It's Chadwick. It's the Chad. It's Chad Warner. Expect this to plummet closer to the game. Errol out. Chad will need to step up. I love him at the MCG. Last year, when Errol Goulden was injured for majority of the season, Chad Warner averaged 25.7 disposals. The fact that you can get him for 23 at $2, I think is crazy work. I'm on the Chad Warner, 23 plus at $2.
And my second player prop is going to hit those easy matchups. I was doing it all year last year. Another easy disposal matchup. We did it last week against Richmond. We're doing it this week again against Richmond. It's going to be Noah Anderson for 34 plus disposals at $2.05.
Juicy.
Absolutely give up a shit ton of disposal to Richmond, and Anderson's going to walk all over him in my mind.
As a reminder that all Jez, my next one, I'm heading over to Western Australia to the big kahuna, Josh Tracy, 3+ goals at $1.96 against the D's. I love Tracy at home in general. This will be their first time there at Optus Stadium this year against the Demon side who had a huge win, but I think we'll get humbled over at Optus in a dominant performance from Freo. Tracy dominates. Combine both my legs there, which are Chad Warner 23 plus at $2, Josh Tracy 3 plus at $1.96. It will combine for $4.10.
And mine two combined will combine to $4.71.
Beautiful
right
there. Look at that. $4 from the both of us. And I've got a little bonus again.
Oh, here we go.
Might make this a regular if I can hit my second week in a row. Once again, I've gone the disposal and goal combo for a player. This week, 20 plus disposals and a goal for $5. A player who's coming in for his first game of this season. He's playing at home, and he guesses, Jez.
What team?
The Adelaide Crows. It's Isaac Rankin.
Ooh,
20 plus disposals and a goal against the Bulldogs at $5. Look, I watched the Adelaide midfield live last week. They've improved. I think their midfield groups improved as a whole. I think you inject Rankin into there. I think he definitely scores a goal, especially at Adelaide Oval. I just see it happening. $5. Little bonus one there, boys.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I'm going to put it on this week.
I like to hear it.
I don't jinx it, but I'm going to put it on this week.
Hear it.
Let's get straight into it, boys. Like we said, 13-2. What's your record?
8-6.
8-6. Oh, that's no good. But anyway...
I'm making it up this week. Like
always, I'm going to give you the safe multi at the end of this. Well, not safe, but it's going to be another 6-legger. It's going to be really, really juicy, and it's going to be... We're going to get into the range again. We're going to hit it again. We hit it in opening round. It's due again.
All I'll say is you are more accurate overall across the 15 games. I think I bring more value to the boys. Like last week, the Hawthorn 40 plus at $2.40 or some bullshit like that was money. You went the line. You went the pussy bet.
Oh, it's the same. If you want safe money, stay with me.
If you want value, come to me.
Hawthorn versus Sydney. Hawks last weekend did exactly what they needed to do.
They took care of business.
It's what you expected. It's what you thought they were going to do, and they just did it.
They needed to bounce back after that Giants game. They did. I want to ask you the question, Jez. In my opinion, Nick Watson is the best small forward in the AFL by a mile. Agree or disagree?
Agree 100%.
Who else is touching him?
There's no one doing what he's doing at the moment.
And who's been the best small forward? Charlie Cameron, but Bobby Hill, it wasn't even really in discussions, but he looked like he could be next up.
If you can say it, and I do think he plays like this player. Actually, no, I see it. I see the resemblance. Jamie Elliott. I see Nick Watson. He's a shorter Jamie Elliott, more explosive around the ground, can be put into the midfield.
I think he's better.
100% he's better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's anywhere near it, but that's the kind of comp that I relate him to. But he is on fire. He scored 4 goals too, had 18 disposals, something like that.
But easily the best small forward in the comp, no debate.
100%. Sydney, on the other hand, also fantastic.
Dominant.
Didn't see that happening. I picked them at the line. I'm not sure what the line was. I think they were plus. I think the Lions were still favourites.
I'll have to check, but...
I'll check that right now. But Incredible performance, like I said. Just when you saw that score ticking up, it was fucked at the time when we were sitting at the Collingwood versus Adelaide game and just saw that score keep going up. Brisbane had no answers, but we expected that from the Lions with all those outs that they had.
Yeah, like it's just dominant. Like you said, Brisbane had the outs, but I think the SCG is just such a fortress for them this year.
They were minus 13.5.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I had them at minus money last week.
Yeah.
But I think Sydney have the second best home ground advantage in the competition, and I've ranked them for us here, Jez. These are my top 5 home ground advantages in 2026. At number 5, I've got Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. I think it'll be pretty dominant. I don't think the Crows will lose many games there. At number 4, you'll like this one.
Geelong at GMHBA.
It's Fremantle at Optus Stadium. I think Freo are going to be a great side this year, and I think Optus, they won't lose many, and I think they'll smash Melbourne this week. At number 3, yes, they're injured at the moment, and they've lost a game there already, but Brisbane at the Gabba, they're not going to lose many games at all. At number 2, Sydney at the SCG. And number 1.
No. Big indictment. Yeah, go.
They might not lose a game here all season. It's Gold Coast at People's First Stadium. That's the best home ground advantage in the league, but I think Sydney's a very close second.
If not having Geelong in that GMHBA in that list.
They nearly lost to Fremantle.
No, yeah, but they didn't. Because they know that ground better than anyone. I'm
so
telling
you'd rather verse Adelaide
I'd rather
Oval?
verse Freo at Optus than Geelong at GMHBA.
That's a big call.
100%.
Big call.
No question about it.
But Sydney is who we're talking about, and I think they are easily the second best home ground advantage.
Well, too bad this game isn't being played at their home
True.
ground. I honestly still don't rate Hawthorn.
They're pretenders.
I'm not going to rate Hawthorn until they really, really prove something to me, and they just haven't. Going off both of their games, they looked poor against GWS, who looked poor against the Dogs, so we don't have a good idea. We don't really have any good system to go off that. And when they saw the Bombers, who are considered a bottom 4 side,
easily.
I feel like the Bombers, like in the first quarter especially, the game looked fairly even. It was only like 5 points in it going into quarter time, and I know it's early on in the game and whatever.
It was Bombers. Yeah, it was the Dons' first hit out for the year. Exactly, so they came out hot.
They end up winning by 60, whatever. But then at the end of the game, they're doing that bullshit.
Fucking
kick
Hawthorn.
around the
It's
back.
so shit.
Like,
I know.
I don't know. I just don't see anything special in Hawthorn. Swans with a few injuries, but even if Heaney and Goulden don't play, I honestly still think they either keep it close or win this game.
I like Sydney. I like
Sydney.
I like him.
That's what I'm saying.
I like them.
My free pick here is going to be the Swans plus 14.5 at $1.90.
My free tip is the Swans plus 14.5 at $1.90.
All right, discuss. Like, why are we so high on Sydney right now? Because
I think for me, it's more I'm low on Hawthorn.
Same, yes.
I think Hawthorn are being now praised this week because they smashed Essendon. But at the end of the day, you smashed Essendon. You lost to GWS at NG opening round in pretty convincing fashion. That's my take from that game. I don't think Hawthorn were really ever in that game against the Giants. Yeah, you smashed Hawthorn, but I reckon
Essendon.
You smashed Essendon, but I think many teams could have smashed Essendon. So I'm happy with the Swans here, and I think the plus money is a good tip. And I do like we both had in our player props. I like Chad to go off a little bit. I like even Curnow to go off a little bit. The team is good. Their team
is solid as fuck.
Yeah.
So I think they keep it close or either win this game. I'm going Swans plus 14.5. I've got my first headline coming up for this first game here, and it is going to be comeback Curnow. I referred to it a little bit before, but after a lackluster 2 games to start the year, Curnow returns to the MCG and kicks 4.
I don't mind it at all. I can really see that happening. And for the sake of our tips, plus 14.5, I hope Curnow kicks 10. Next game, Jez, is Adelaide versus the Bulldogs at Adelaide Oval. According to me, that's the 5th best home ground advantage in the competition. Can the Dogs do it? Last week, Adelaide had a great first hit out. Look, it's crazy to say after one game, but they looked well-oiled and their ball movement looked improved from last season.
I have to disagree with you.
You don't agree?
I think the Crows were decent against the Pies, but it didn't blow me away. Like Collingwood to make that little resurgence and that comeback, the game style didn't really blow me away. At the end of the day, the game was very, very tight up until the third quarter, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was just the third quarter where they finally realised, fuck, it's Quainer and Houston playing on fucking
Killed the Pies.
Tex and Fogarty. Like, we can just bomb it there and people they're both going to mark it. They didn't blow me away, really. Like, midfield is still underwhelming for me. And Keane.
But I agree. The midfield does seem underwhelming on paper, but then the Pies at one stage could not win a centre clearance to save their
I
life.
understand that, but the Pies have always struggled with centre clearances. Going back to Adelaide, I just think the midfield's underwhelming, like I said. And I think, especially in a game like this, where the opposition team has two good key forwards, not Collingwood like that have
Buller
zero,
and McStay.
good key forwards like Darcy, like Norton, I think they might be exposed without Mark Keane.
Yeah, it is a chance, but they do have Worrell. They do have
But Warrell's being
Murray.
an intercepting type is not a lockdown.
Still, but
Like
their backline's pretty solid.
Okay, Murray's not going to touch fucking Sam Darcy.
He won't,
if he
no.
goes to Norton, then maybe, I guess. But then you still got Darcy. You still got Bont, who they throw forward. Like,
Big Bulldogs fan who says...
respect where respect is.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I got to give it.
Credit where credit's due. The Bulldogs, on the other hand, they did make a statement. They proved they are surefire a top 4 contending team. I was wrong about them preseason. Happy to put my hand up. Their team depth that I questioned preseason just looks elite. Like, if Richards isn't the one, it's Bond. If it's not Bond, well, Darcy hasn't
They
done
had Libba coming off fucking half back last
Yeah,
game. Like,
exactly,
They got guns absolutely everywhere. There are too many good midfielders in that team to keep them in the midfield, so they have to explode them out. Kennedy started the season off with a fucking bang.
like he did last year. Like, fuck me, what a player he's become after he left the Blues.
For me, they're absolutely humming, and two massive tests to start the season in Brisbane at the Gabba and then GWS, their rival.
There's no denying they are the Premiership favourites right now, but far and away.
To me,
far
they are. Like, and it's not this soft draw like Gold Coast getting Geelong up there with no Cameron and Dangerfield, and then having fucking West Coast
and now
on
Richmond.
a Sunday night. Honestly, I think that the Dogs get this done here. Between Darcy and Norton, I don't know who's stopping him in the Crows backline. Midfield battle here is no question. Like,
no, Dogs dominate. Dogs dominate.
Question.
By far.
Might be unpopular, but my free pick is Bulldogs win straight out at $1.90.
I've done you one better on the value. Similar page though. I'm going the Bulldogs way. I'm going the Bulldogs way. We are this week, so that's good signs. Dogs look dominant and will face a huge challenge going to Adelaide, I believe so. But their performance going to the Gabba and beating Brisbane gives me confidence. They're not afraid to travel. They're the best team in the competition right now, far and away. Dogs 1-39. $2.60. The value there is crazy. I don't think they're going to beat them by 40. I don't think they're going to beat them by 40.
They won't beat them by 40 out of Adelaide.
I've got a headline.
Tell me.
Scared Crows, shock loss at home. Dogs become clear flag favourites.
I like that a lot.
You like it? Scared Crows, Jess?
After when you start talking next, I'm checking that market. The Tigers versus the Suns at the MCG. I got a little question for you.
Hit me.
If you were to take the Suns or the Swans right now, both fully healthy lists, who would you take?
Wow.
Both fully healthy. So no Goulden out, no Heaney out. Both fully healthy. Real playing.
Where are they playing?
Which doesn't make that much difference for me. But
are they versus?
No, just list.
As a team.
Just on paper, list.
Gold Coast. The talent's just there. The Gold Coast.
No, I think it's the Swans for me still.
See, but Swans were my Premiership favourites.
better than King for me.
Not right now, no.
No?
Not right now. King is the best forward in the comp. King is better than Darcy.
Call.
King's better than Darcy.
But why? Because he's had two like very, very soft matchups against Sam DeConing.
I don't care. I think I've been on King for Coleman the last 2 years before this. I've been on King. Biased before? I don't go for fucking Gold Coast. What are you saying?
Fucking rim him that much.
I think Gold Coast are very fucking talented. It's like, bro, look at them. And then you have Track this year. You still got Jamara that hasn't played. Their list is crazy.
I think Swans are equally as good, if not better. With the Tigers, it's exactly what we expected from the Tigers.
Yep.
I called the game perfectly.
You did.
Absolutely perfectly. Rusty skill level. One team gets a big lead, and then it comes down to the wire. They'll be in games against like opponents, but nothing more to me.
Nah. Look, they were more competitive than I expected them to be, but in saying that, the Blues weren't the best team ever. I think this week is a very big shock when they come up against the Suns. As for the Suns, Jez, there's not much... Suns.
Oh shit!
You're
Yeah,
an,
it is the
you're an
Suns.
idiot.
My bad.
The Suns, as we expected to happen, yes, they've had a light draw, but they've absolutely had no wrong steps with this light draw. Simply was last week a top 4 team versus a bottom 4 team.
Yeah, I expected them to do more damage against the West Coast, but they had 90-something points at halftime. I think there was just like, they didn't come out to play in the second half.
No.
They knew they had the game put away. They didn't really give a shit about it. Of course, always an easy schedule for the Suns coming into the season, like every single season, because the AFL want to prop them up and give them the best chance that they have. Nice run at the G on a Saturday arvo. Absolute domination for me. My free pick is going to be the Suns, minus 34.5 at $1.90.
It's just a way too low of a line, isn't it? Will be a good opportunity for the Suns to come to the MCG, have a free hit with some experience at the G and win the game comfortably. Tiggs will get done by a lot. This isn't Carlton. This is the Gold Coast Suns, a Premiership top 4 team. My free tip is also the Suns. You've got me.
Oh, no.
The Suns minus 34.5 at $1.90.
And I've got a headline for this game. It is going to be Dimmer destroys. Dimmer returns to verse his old club at the MCG, whilst the Suns hammer the Tigers by 80 plus and undo all of their good work from round 1.
I agree 100%. Do you think, talking about the game, we missed it. I missed this topic, but I want to get to it now. Pendlebury suspension. Do you care? Don't care?
Don't care because it's been blown up to more than what it should be. I think that he's not going to get suspended. I think it's an act thing. And I honestly think that the AFL, this Collingwood bias Nuffy coming out right here, I really do think that the AFL really does love to prop up Collingwood. Not prop up, actually. Put them down, put them in the media for all the wrong reasons, just to create stories, headlines, and have people talking about the AFL.
I disagree to an extent. Like, look, no secret here. I'm a Collingwood fan. But if I robbed a bank once and never had any crime to my name prior, I wouldn't get off with a good guy clause. I think the good guy clause is so stupid.
Good guy clause is bullshit.
I think Pendlebury should be suspended.
But the offence wasn't he didn't bump.
Yeah, but he's going to get off because he's never had an offence before.
No, I think he would have got off. I think this is being blown up, this good guy
No,
clause.
it's not.
Bro, come on.
That's the suspension in my eyes. I think
it is?
Yeah, I think it is.
2 players going for the ball, one of them is lower than the other, and but that's a collision. It wasn't even a bump; it was just a collision.
It happens every week, but players get suspended for that.
No, they don't. They don't get suspended when 2 players are going for the ball.
I just think it's stupid that he's going to get off for a good guy clause. Like I said, I rob a bank, I commit a crime, but I've never done one before. I would not get off. So why should the AFL players be getting off Tribunal because of that?
I see what you're saying, and I didn't like
It's
the good guy
stupid.
clause shit when it came to Charlie Cameron. I don't think the good guy clause should be even
A thing. It shouldn't.
Yeah, but even in this scenario, because he shouldn't have been suspended, I'm telling you right now, he's not going to be suspended because the AFL wants this big game at the MCG and not anywhere else. So they're not going to suspend him, and that's all there is to it, really. The Giants versus the Saints. Giants played the Dogs at Marvel last weekend, was always going to be tough, especially with how high we're talking about the Dogs. Feel like they let teams score 5 to 6 goals on them in a row way too easily.
Way too often, way too easy.
Way too often that it's like GWS have 6 goals in a row put on them and they're pretty much counted out of a game.
Yeah, look, it was a polar opposite performance from their opening ground game against the Hawks. Really hard to read because we don't really have a bearing on where the Hawks are at, so it's hard to tell if that was a great GWS win. But I think last week, it's a bit of a blimp on the radar because the Dogs, like we just said, are Premiership favourites in my opinion. As for the Saints, the most mid-AFL team in AFL history, should have really smacked the Demons. They're just so disappointing.
So embarrassing to lose to Melbourne in that fashion. And I don't give a fuck about that. Wanganeen Miller was on the bench. I don't care about that. Yous were going to lose that game either way. If he was on the bench, if he wasn't, that is not the reason you lost. The reason you lost is because you have a bunch of B and C grade players that you overpay. You think every player on your list is going to be an upcoming superstar. I'm sorry, but this fucking flying Viking, Alex Turner, what the fuck has he done?
I know.
Like, what is he? He spoiled the ball.
It doesn't impress me.
Last
It doesn't
season,
impress me.
and it's like, he's going to be the backman of the future. He's the next Alex Rance. Like, shut the fuck up. Nazai's been got into. He's just proved that he can be got into.
How funny. A couple of weeks ago, people were saying he's the
better
best,
than Nick Daver.
best player in the competition.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
Fucking absolutely insane. I think this is fairly easy here for the Giants at NG. Maybe St Kilda will rethink wanting to play teams that predominantly play at the MCG.
I know. At the MCG.
Yeah, exactly, at the MCG. Jake Stringer will go off again, in my opinion. My free pick for this game is going to be the Giants -14.5 at $1.90.
Well. The Saints starting 0-3 would be so comical for me. No chance they put up a win here. Giants at NG are a strong side. They simply need to respond after getting belted last week. I think they'll bounce back very nicely. We're good against the Hawks on opening ground. We'll be good again right here. Saints will struggle hard. GWS -14.5, like you, at $1.90. I've got a headline. Ross the Toss. Lions Saints fall to 0-3 after talking about how good they were going to be for the last 6 months.
He's the biggest wanker ever.
Oh,
and
such
it's
a
just
tosser.
like the press conferences that
Excuses,
you hear and the excuses that he comes up with, and that Tom DeConing had a virus and Naz had a knee knock and this and that and all this absolute bullshit. And how about all the St Kilda people in the media went from going to win the Premiership to now it's like,
5 years. In the next 5 years.
3 to 5 year project.
I know,
Like,
idiots.
no, it's not. When you're bringing in Liam Ryan
And Tom
when you're
DeConing
bringing
on
in
$5
Tom
million
DeConing,
a year.
when you're bringing in
Sam Flanders,
DeConing's
relax.
young, but Flanders, players like this.
I've got a blind resume here, Jez.
Ooh.
Stats. For people who don't know, I'm going to read out some stats of player A and compare them to player B. I want Jez to guess the players, and then I will reveal the players. So, player A on the weekend had 15 disposals, 0 goals, 20 hitouts, and he earns $2 million a year. Player B had 20 disposals, 1 goal, 51 hitouts, and he earns $500K a year. Can you guess the players?
Player A is Tom DeConing.
All right, who would you take? would you take player A or player B?
I'll definitely take player B. Player B, $500K and
51 hitouts, 1 goal, and 20
disposals.
disposals. Had a good game.
Jesus. I'm trying to think of a B to C grade. A Ruckman. It's not Kieran Briggs. Give me a team.
It's Jared Witts.
Ooh.
Jared Witts. So there you go.
Surely Wittsy isn't on 5.
He wouldn't be on much more than 500K. What do you reckon Witts is on?
He's a really good Ruckman.
He's a really good ruckman, but that just proves paying all this money for Tom DeConing.
Who was also
fuck
coming
all.
up against Matt Flynn instead of Max
Gawn.
Gawn. So probably a bit unfair.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. I don't care. You don't pay money for a ruckman.
The Dockers versus the Demons.
Who have 2 ruckmen, the Dockers.
Super disappointing to give up that huge lead by Fremantle.
Oh, so annoying. So annoying.
I thought in the first quarter, I thought I was a fucking genius.
Same.
Picking.
You know, in our tipping competition, we were the only 2 that had it.
Only 2 that picked Fremantle. Thought I was a fucking genius. I'm lucky that line survived by 0.5, but really should have won that game. It was being up by 35 points at GMHBA. They're fucking deflated. You really, really should have won that game.
See, I disagree with you there. I think they can still walk away to some degree with their heads held high. They fumbled the game, but considering it was GMHBA, their first game of the season, I'll give them a bit of grace. They showed the signs of what you were saying in the preseason about them being a top 4 team.
Yeah, but they also showed the signs of the old Fremantle who capitulate, fuck up in the last quarter and end up losing a...
I'll give them a bit of grace. First game at GMHBA.
Demons, on the other hand, really, really impressive.
Competitive.
Honestly, I'm not fucking around. I feel like I've got a really good grasp on all the teams at the moment. Because
I'll give you this.
I came out last week and I said that Melbourne would win that game. And what did they do? They came out and won that game.
Look, I expect Melbourne to be a bad team this year.
Same as me.
Maybe not as bad as I thought originally, but I think I had them bottom 3. So I think they've shown me signs that they won't be that bad. Look, they're going to have a rough patches through the year. They're very young. No.
Listen, I don't think they're going to be in the finals.
Yeah,
but
no chance.
Like I said, they're going to be fast. They're going to be exciting. They're going to jump teams.
Yeah, they are.
They will jump teams.
Exactly, yeah.
They will go on a 3-week period of getting beaten by 40 points. But then they'll come out of nowhere and jump a Hawthorn.
Yeah, exactly,
jump
100%.
an Adelaide.
Yeah.
And
I
play
agree.
their fast brand of footy and get out to a big lead, and then the
They're a big risk for the opposition.
Yeah, exactly. The Dockers at Optus is a different scenario.
Oh, you're not version of St Kilda at the G. Definitely not.
With a week of rust knocked off, so Longmuir can't complain about that. And also, I feel like this line is just way too low. The line's minus...
It's low.
It's minus 21.5.
It's low, Jess. It's low.
That's my free pick. It's going to be Fremantle minus 21.5, $1.90. two very different scenarios, okay?
Huge.
So Fremantle go to GMHBA, we're up by 35 points to Geelong, who never lose at GMHBA, and end up losing just by 10 points. Melbourne to St Kilda beat them while in the first game of the season where there's all this energy from all these new players. Travelling over to the other side of the country versus Fremantle, this well-oiled, really, really talented team at their home stadium. I just can't see them getting close.
Nah, no chance they get close. I think the line is ridiculously low. That's why I've also taken Fremantle minus 21.5 at $1.90. Freo are a good team. They showed last week they're a good team. Yes, they choked, but they are a good team. Think this could be a dominant performance at home. Set the standard for their fortress because I had Fremantle's home ground advantage as the 4th best in the competition. So I think I'll stand by that. And I'm going to take the Fremantle easily minus 21.5. I don't even mind 40 plus.
So I was just about to say 40 plus as well. Like, because I can see this being a mauling and then everyone goes, oh shit, like what happened
Maybe
to
Freo
Melbourne?
are really
But
good.
Yeah. The first game of the Sunday where we only have 2 games because this is a bye round. Port Adelaide versus Essendon. Putrid from Port Adelaide last week. Putrid. Like,
Horrible.
absolutely disgusting.
We called it.
We did. We said that they have 5 good players and we legit said a couple of weeks ago that if the role players have a really good game, they'll be in it with a chance. If the role players have a really bad game, as they did on the weekend, they're completely out of it. They were completely out of this.
They are shambles. I'm going to give you an over-under. Josh Carr, over-under, years being coach at Port Adelaide. I'll set it at 2.5.
2. Oh, well, under then for me.
I cannot see him being the long-term coach of this team.
It'll be this year, next year, and then...
Not based off one game, but he just came in shit situations.
Yeah.
He's coming into a team who's just fucking steadily declining. Zach Butters is going to leave. This is horrific. They're a bottom 6 team this year. Bro, imagine Butters being in Melbourne after that game going, fuck this shit.
No,
I'm going to leave.
Thank fuck. This is going to be the most chill year of my life. Everyone's going to talk about me getting paid $2 million next year. He probably already knows which team he's going to. So I've already got that completely a thing. All I got to do, don't get a season-ending injury or
get one
a
and
year-long
who
injury.
cares?
Nah, but then value goes down. You know what I mean? On the other hand, Essendon, also a team who got destroyed in the second quarter and never really recovered. I think they're going to have quarters in them, though. Like, I think they will win a quarter here and there. I think they'll look competitive for quarters because at the end of the day, their team...
No.
paper-
It's not that good.
Their midfield is good.
Who?
Merritt, Durham, Parrish.
Durham, nice. Parrish is like... Parrish is a nice stats player. He's not a great player.
Maybe
He
I
never
like
has
him 'cause
been.
I punt on him all the time.
Well, you
But-
shouldn't like him this week because he fucked
Yeah, I know,
us.
he did fuck us big time. But
Yeah, the Dons was nothing you didn't expect. I disagree so strongly that everyone says it, and you've told me this a couple of times. I don't think their list is that good
no, I don't think their list is good. I think their midfield's good.
because of 2 players.
Well, Merritt's really fucking good.
Merritt's good. Durham's good. Where else is
We're
a good
forgetting
player?
someone else. They have
We're
another
not.
midfielder
We're
that's
not.
good.
They're not good.
Caldwell.
I'm not
Gotcha.
crazy about Caldwell.
Gotcha.
I'm not crazy about
Gotcha.
Caldwell. I'm not crazy about
I
him.
like Caldwell.
Because he's like punting on him.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't pick between these two. This is going to be
Shit
one of the
game.
bets that I do not add into my multi because I don't know which way this is going to go. It's at the Adelaide Oval, so you tend to lean to Port Adelaide.
Exactly correct. I'm leaning towards Port. It's just a shit game. Like this Sunday, hopefully you've chose none of these games in your multi at the end because...
No, this game isn't in my...
And the next
well,
one?
the second one is.
Okay, but these games are just bad Sunday games. I'm confident Port... I'm not confident in Port, but I think North are a much better side than both of these teams. So I'll give Port that grace that they came up against a team who's just better than them. I think the Dons are not really going to throw a punch on a miserable Sunday in South Australia. As much as I don't rate Port, I think this is just a game they just win because 2 shit teams, you're at home, it's your first home game of the season. And at the end of the day, I think Essendon might roll over a little bit. My tip is Port minus 18.5 at $1.90.
I feel like I'm going to do this every time that I don't want to put them in my multi.
Over under.
Yep. Both played a fairly fast-paced game last weekend. Both leak goals like sieves. Both two like very, very, very poor backlines. I can see this game being a 110 to a 107 game just due to how bad the backlines are. My free pick for this game is going to be total points over 185.5. do not put this in
High.
the
That's
multi.
very high.
It's high, but I still think it just...
I don't know if both, but you know what? Both teams aren't the best attacking teams. Both teams have horrific
That's what I'm
defenses.
saying.
Yeah.
And they both have, like, Caddy can kick a few.
Yeah, Georgiades
can kick a
yeah.
few. I think
Okay.
that it can go overs. The final game of the round is going to be the West Coast Eagles versus North Melbourne.
At Optus.
West Coast, exactly what you thought it'd be.
Exactly.
Like, exactly
Pathetic,
what you thought it'd be.
stupid. They're young. They'll get battered for a long time, unfortunately, for West Coast fans. They'll be lucky to win more than one game this year. Last year, they only won one game. I think they'll be lucky to win more than one.
I'll write that down too. I think I struggle to see them winning over 2 games this season. Gave up 84 points in the first half. Showed a bit in the second, but Gold Coast were just not even fucking there at that point. On the other hand, North Melbourne.
Very impressive, Jets.
Please don't let this be a one-off because I don't know why, but I have this weird like.
Yeah, I don't
kinda
mind North. I don't mind them.
have this,
I kinda like
little
them.
Like for North
Yeah.
Melbourne. Are we finally going to get a good North season? Do you think?
I think they can sneak into the wild card.
I definitely think they do.
I think North Melbourne play in the wild card this season. I think they finish 10th.
If they can keep this structure, like I really, really like it. Combat in the back line
Yeah, he looked good.
with the Pinkster. The midfield's really good. I really like what I saw from Finn O'Sullivan.
Yeah, he looked
Like,
good, Foss.
just looked really, really good. Nice, tall, athletic midfielder. Just like, I feel like they needed something like that rather than, and Shees was alright, but I feel like, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like Finn O'Sullivan has like length to him. Like,
Yeah,
He's like
he's a
that
lengthy player, yeah.
yeah.
How he plays, yeah.
and then the forward line obviously is awesome. Curtis had a bad game too, and they still ended
Exactly.
up fucking dominating.
Yep.
For me, I think West Coast are honestly so far behind every single other team in the comp this
Oh,
season.
by a mile. Like Richmond's above, Melbourne's above, Essendon,
No,
Port,
every team is above
North,
them,
everyone's above
by
him.
far.
Everyone's
and I
above
think
him.
they are. I think it's every team in the AFL and then a big gap and then it's West
100%.
Coast. Just can't see this team anywhere near their level. North should absolutely shit this in here if they are any resemblance of a real team.
If they wanna make the wild card, they win this.
Fucking wild
Yeah.
card. Nikolaki GM up again. My free pick is going to be North Melbourne minus 12.5 at $1.90.
Fuck me, we've had such a similar week on the
I know,
tips
it's
this week.
crazy.
North minus 12.5 at $1.90 is my free tip as well. I think everyone will lean heavily towards North, and I see why. I think West Coast at home will lift a little bit, but at the end of the day, like Jezza just said, they are miles below the competition.
Thinking about this line, I just can't understand.
It should be.
It
It should be a 5-goal line.
I seriously can't understand. I'm going to put money on it right now before the lines move or change. But 2 goals, and we saw the stark difference between the both teams last week. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, luckily enough, the line is relatively low. I think it will be within. I don't think North's going to go over. If they do, I'll be very surprised and beat them by 80.
No. I don't think 80, but I'm thinking 40.
Yeah, I'm thinking 40. I'm thinking big win, and I'm going to take North minus 12.5 at $1.90.
So all of my picks combined, and let me just bring it up for you guys right now and read them out, are going to be, these are my safe ones, these are the ones that I'm putting money on, these are the ones in my multi. At $47.04, we got the Swans plus 410.5, Bulldogs win head-to-head, Suns minus 34.5, Giants minus 14.5, Freo minus 21.5, and North Melbourne minus 12.5.
My 7 legs that I read out on the pod combined to a multi of $151.93.
He doesn't learn.
I hit it last year. I'm going to hit it again this year. I might put some on yours because all our picks are pretty much the same this week. So that tells you something. Me and Jez are confident on our picks. Jez, round 1 is finished. We've had 2 rounds. Just before we end the show, I want to ask you, how many teams currently do you think can win the Premiership? Because I think it's a slim group.
4.
I agree. It is only round 2, but there are only 4 teams that can win the Premiership in 2026. Who are those teams you think I'm going to name?
I think you're going to say Gold Coast.
It's the Gold Coast Suns.
Sydney.
It's the Sydney Swans.
Bulldogs.
It's the Bulldogs.
And we could go a couple different ways here. We could either go with like a Hawthorn, but you wouldn't go Hawthorn.
Not the Hawks.
You could go Freo, but I don't know if you've done that.
It's not Freo.
Geelong?
The back-to-back premiers.
Okay, yeah.
The 4 teams that can win the Premiership, are the Bulldogs, Sydney, Brisbane, and Gold Coast. No other team has a chance.
Far too early Premiership predictions, but I don't mind
I-
it. But
I think- I
wouldn't
think-
go as strong as not.
I think
no other team has a chance.
Watching the first 15 games, it looks pretty slim to me that those are the four teams.
I wouldn't put Gold Coast in that category.
You're crazy.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of the Punters Pod. We appreciate you guys tuning in, week out.
Hopefully we gave you some value today, boys. Hopefully we gave you some entertainment. Show us some love. Keep listening. Keep supporting the boys. Appreciate it. Peace, prosperity, and love. You.